Okay, let's finish the discussion about nodes and my thoughts about them. I agree with Barbara. I don't find them that valuable, and there's many reasons. One is that if you're going to use the north and south node of the moon, then why not use the nodes of all the planets? Because they all have a nodal point. And all it is a place in space where the moon is passed north or south of the equator. That's all the node is. It's not a physical thing. But yet, people put a lot of emphasis on it. They call the north node more like Jupiter, south node more like Saturn. Now, I can use it in my chart because it fits really neat in my chart. I mean, it's my south node's conjunct Saturn in my 4th house. My gosh, you know. So, all my early childhood stuff would fit real nice. But just because it fits in my particular chart doesn't mean I use it and I feel it's valuable. The other thing about nodes, and there's other things. Let me tell you, this is very important for you to learn. And if you want to get from all of 40 or 50 years I've been studying all this, and I've tried everything, believe me. I've used every technique there is, Ebertines from Germany. I've used midpoint charts. I've done it all. I mean, I've tried it. I've tried about everything there's ever been out there because I had a lot of time. A lot of time sitting in a cell, I could do it. I could spend days and months pursuing something because nothing, what else I got to do in there? Talk to myself. But anyway, I did a little of that too. I figured out it was okay as long as I didn't answer myself. Then I was in trouble. So anyway, so what I want to say is that there's other things. There's called midpoints. Don't get caught up in all this stuff. It's a waste of time, quite truthfully. But and here's another factor. You put so many things in a chart. You know, here's another one, pars of fortune. How many of you see? They're in every chart. You do a chart, pars of fortune. It's a circle with a cross in it. You know, it's an X actually, an X in it. Yeah, yeah, Barbara knows. You know, any experienced astrologer that's got anything really back behind them is going to realize this stuff's all a waste of time. Now, let me tell you why. You all see the pars of fortune? Yeah, yeah. You see the pars of fortune in your chart? Yeah, yeah, X in it. By the way, just so you know it, the symbol for the Earth is a circle with an X in it too. The only difference between the pars of fortune and the symbol of the Earth is they make it more of an X than a cross. It's all or nothing. Don't.
Powers of fortune.
P-A-R-S, pars of fortune.
P-A-R-S, pars.
Pars of fortune. But don't worry about it. I'm trying to tell you not to worry about it. Let me say this. Let me give you this. Listen to me. There's a pars of fortune. There's a pars of death. There's a pars of marriage. There's a pars of this. There's a pars of that. They're Arabic parts, they're called. They're Arabic. They were designed by some guy in Arabia, I guess. I don't know the history. I don't even care to look it up. But the point being, there's all these other pars. If they're going to use that one, why don't they use the rest of them? You know why? Because pars of fortune sounds really great. Oh, that's where my fortune's going to lie. Don't waste your time with these. I'm trying to teach you something. Stay with the basics. By God, if you take all the 9 planets, you take all of the 12 signs, you take the 12 houses, then you take all the different aspects that they can make, you've got so many opportunities to interpret and so much information, it's beyond your scope of comprehension anyway. So why clutter the chart up with all these other things and get away from the simplicity of it that powerfully works? Okay? So don't get tricked. You see, oh, somebody got a new technique. You know, stay with the ancients, what they taught you. Stay with the basics. Okay. So I got this up here for a reason. This is just one of the tests I want you to see you're going to get on your internet. And it says astrology quiz, houses and zodiac signs. And it's something we just did. What signs go with what houses, okay? You just did that a little bit ago, right? Okay, and then I did a couple of others. I mean, there's a lot of them here. I did different ones, but zodiac signs and glyphs. I'm going to send this to you. It's good. It's a learning tool. You know, you need to learn those. Libra, you need to recognize, oh, there's the scales, Libra, right? There's Pisces, the 2 fish. See it? I want you to, so right next to it, put what it is. A glyph is those little symbols. Okay. So good question, actually. I don't know what a glyph is either. I just call it a glyph. Everybody calls it a glyph. I have to look that up, I guess. But anyway, so Taurus, put Taurus next to it. These are things I'm going to send you on the internet. I just want you, because it'll force you to structure your learning a little better. Okay, so what's that? Zodiac signs and planetary rulers. Okay, what rules Libra? We know Venus rules it, right? So write that out. I'm not going to give you the answers. I want you to do it at home. I want you to learn, okay? Okay, zodiac signs and modalities. Now that's something you don't know a lot about yet. Some of you do. Barbara does. She's been studying it, and I think you know. The point being is, if you look up here, it's hard to read these, but from here. But anyway, Virgo is a cardinal, a fixed, or a mutable sign? Mutable, right. What are mutable signs? It's in your book. I want you to look in your book. Huh?
There are people that are easy to get along with.
Yeah, they mutate means to change easily. They're more flexible. Fixed signs, maybe not, right? Okay. Cardinal signs want to rule. I'm the boss. Don't tell me what to do, right? So when we do these signs, you know, it'll give you more information. Okay. So Taurus is what kind of sign? Stubborn bull. Fixed. Fixed. So if you look in your book, I've given you all these real easy to learn, and let me show you where they're at. Let me use your book here real quick. This is so important that you learn these. Also, all your aspects are here. You see them here? You just read and study them. I'm not one to give, like hard lessons. I expect you are anxious to learn all this and that you're going to apply yourself to it. But if you look here, here's the quadruplicities here. And this is the different, the fixed, the cardinal, the fixed, and the mutable. The cardinal signs are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. The fixed signs are Taurus, Leo. Huh? You got it there too? Okay, good. In your book. Good. Do you have this text? Do you have this in your book, in your text? Yeah, it should be in there. If you don't, let me know. And it's towards the back, the quadruplicities. A little further, I think. There you go. You're there. Close. Go another page back. Okay, another 2, I think. Okay. Okay, good. So you need to know that these are, what does this mean? So if you see a person has, let's say, all their planets in cardinal signs, they might make a great boss. But you might not like being bossed around by them. You see what I mean? If they're that cardinal. But they're very active people. They get things done. That's the sign of Aries, right? Is cardinal. Okay? Capricorn, power, structure, want to be in charge. Okay? Those are cardinal signs. Libra and Cancer. Cancers, by the way, some of the best business people you'll ever meet are Cancers. Okay? You tend to think, well, Cancer is a motherly sign. It's a maternal. It's, it's emotional. It's very often very good business people. They have a good intuitive sense about business too. So that I want you to, and then the triplicities, you need to learn what those are about. So and I use the first one as the fire triplicities, okay? So the fire triplicities are what? Aries, Leo, and Sag. All right? So what is the earth triplicities? It's Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Good for you. And then what are they about? Okay, the air triplicities are what? Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. Why do you want to know that? Because if you see a predominance of planets in those signs, then that means something, because that means that, for example, if they're mostly air signs in their chart, they're very intellectually oriented. For example, I have my moon in Gemini. It means I have an emotional need, moon, for what? Learning, knowledge, reading, study, education. Okay? So that's why you want to know these things, okay? Emotional water signs. If somebody has all their planets in water signs, you know that person's very emotional and sensitive. Okay? They might be very moody, especially Cancer. Where do you think we got the word crabby? Isn't it amazing? Words? Why is somebody crabby? They're emotional, they're, irritable, easily sensitive.
Does it mean anything if the person has their sun in a water and say their moon in a fire, which are like opposites?
Yeah, that's...
Or the opposite, like if they have it in the air and then the earth?
Yeah.
The sun in the air and then a moon in the earth?
Well, how do I tell you? you know, it's if the sun, for example, is in, let's say, an earth sign, we say they're more practical. Okay, that's earth sign. We're down to earth. Use that expression. Where do you think these words come from? You're down to earth. Or if the moon is in, let's say, a fire sign. What is fire? Enthusiasm, fire. That's what I am. I'm Sag. I'm Sag, fire. I got a lot of fire in my chart, okay? Got a grand trine in fire. It means I get fired up easy, okay? Now that's not good or bad, but it's something to know. If you have Mars and Saturn in, well, Saturn's not very often in a fire, but it's coming into fire sign now. It's going into Sag. But these planets tend to get much more energy if they're in a fire sign. They tend to be more practical and earthbound if they're in earth signs. They've been more intellectual if they're in air signs. You see what? So you're going to kind of grab all this. It's kind of like a synthesis of knowledge. You're going to get it as you keep at it. But you just stay with it. Don't get discouraged. You know, don't say, oh, I can't do this. You can do it if you want. If you love it enough, you'll love it. You'll do it. Okay? So learn these. This book's very valuable. You have no idea. Years of time went into this. This cosmic cross I showed you, this is very important for you to understand it. Okay? Now, okay. There's so much. I could keep you here for months schooling you. I would love to. I mean, I wish I could just open up a school and just do it all the time. But, you know, because, I mean, there's no end to what I can share with you. Okay? And the question is, how much can I give you and how much time? That's the big question. And how do I not overwhelm you as well? That's always the challenge, isn't it? And how do I take a class that's got different levels of learning already and make them all stay awake with the class? You see what I mean? So when you're teaching, you got a challenge sometimes, and those are things you're weighing all the time. Am I keeping that person awake, or am I putting them asleep because it's so simple for them, they already know it? Or is this person being left behind because I'm not spending enough time maybe dedicating myself to the newest student here? So there's a lot to learn, yeah. But just think about it. What is it going to do for your life? I mean, huh?
Make you wiser.
There you go, girl. Make you wiser.
Increase your interpersonal skills.
Look at that. That's right. Increase your interpersonal skills. It'll make you more socially valuable, quite truthfully. People love to be around people that have astrological knowledge. Even if they say, I don't believe in that stuff, but read my chart.
Yeah, exactly. and that's why I'm here, because anger is in my chart, but I use that anger now passionately, because growing up in a strict Christian household, this was forbidden. I always had to sneak and do it.
Yeah.
And now I'm really mad that this information was available and it could, really been a tool to help navigate through a lot of things. And because some people here over in, I hope, if anyone's Catholic, I hope you're not offended, but you decided that you want to rule over everyone, and I'm taking that passion and putting it into learning as much as I can.
That's right.
So that I can just dispel that deception, because so many people are suffering.
That's right.
Because it's like don't go to astrology, don't consult the stars, don't consult psychics, don't consult media. All of that's evil. It's demon. It's demonic.
Power.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Power.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the church has a lot. They want to maintain control, because if you really start examining, it's really what really amazes me the most is that whatever there is that's astrological that gets revealed about scriptures, for example. They used to call the wise men magi in the old Bible. The new Bible interpretations all put the truth out. They call them astrologers. You read any current version of the Bible, it's astrologers, not magi. So now the theologians and these people that are fundamentally against anything to do with astrology have a challenge. How are we going to deal with that? Well, what they do now is they say it's the wise men, it's the astrologers' fault that all those children got killed by Herod. It's their fault because they wouldn't reveal where that star was, and therefore they're the bad guys. So, yeah. I've read that. I've read that kind of stuff, you know. Yeah. So, yeah.
I've been in church and they have never understood the true meaning of spirituality, because it's always about the
Exactly.
They don't go beyond the book to understand.
And so many profound, deeper mysteries are in. You know, I've had a priest read my book and come to me and say, Ron, I never understood the Bible till I read your book. This is a priest. He spends his life studying the Bible. What an amazing testimony to me that this is the effects being, put out there. But anyway, okay, so I just want you to kind of get a sense of what you're going to get. I want you to use these in a way that you'll find useful. Signs and opposites, you should know that. Of Gemini, what's the opposite sign of Gemini? Sag, good. So I want you to learn these, okay? That's why I give you these little tests. They're not hard, but it makes you look it up and start to think that way, astrological, okay? Okay? We're never too old to learn. Houses and zodiac signs, okay? We just did that, didn't we? Okay? Okay. So, okay. What did I do here? Anyway. Okay. All right. All right, enough of this. Okay, so let me take you somewhere else. This is my